Look at us, huh? Got his own song, The Mooch. This, of course, moving out is Anthony's song. From the great album The Stranger by Billy Joel. Anthony's song for The Mooch. He is a great guest. He's on every single Wednesday, one of our fan favorites. And the beauty about Mooch is it's kind of like Where's Waldo? Where's Matt Lauer? You never know where he's calling from. He could be in Manhattan. He could be on Long Island. He could be in Florida. He could be in Dubai. That's my guess for today. Here he is, our friend, the great Anthony Scaramucci from Dubai. Is that right? Is that where you are today?
Yes, it's sunny. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 5:08 in the afternoon, and I can see the Gulf. Very beautiful here, and so hopefully you'll get out here.
That's nice. It ain't Syria.
But not Syria. But I thought you were going to play Scaramucci because of the Bohemian Rhapsody. You guys see?
No, yes, right. Rami Malek just won the Academy Award. You're right, but this is Anthony's song is right. So listen, before we get to some of the national meat and potatoes, Trump in Vietnam, Michael Cohen, all that stuff. You're a great New Yorker. You live on Long Island. Your offices are in New York. Your wonderful restaurant is in New York City. You're a New York guy, Anthony Scaramucci, so it's a local question. Big deal now. The governor and mayor have now agreed on a plan to fund the MTA, which involves congestion pricing. What is Anthony Scaramucci's stance on congestion pricing?
Well, I mean, listen, obviously it's another tax. They'll view it as a progressive tax because wealthy people will pay it. But I mean, if these guys are quote unquote socialists and progressives, and let's see, de Blasio is certainly that, it goes totally against everything that he's thinking about. And so they would have been way better off cutting back some of these incremental union contracts that they pushed and plowed the money back into the subway system the way Mayor Bloomberg and Mayor Giuliani did. And so I'll totally accept the congestion pricing, and I drive into the city every day, and we'll pay it, and they do it in London. It does work in London. It will cut the traffic, guys, but it will exclude people who don't have the money to pay for it. So the great irony of these socialists is that they eventually run out of other people's money, and they have to find other sources. And so they're going to be favoring the rich and giving the rich now the right to drive around on New York City streets. And so I'm not in love with it from a social policy perspective, but they're going to have to find money to fix the subways. They just lost 25,000 jobs that they could have had, and that could have been a 15, 20-year boom for New York City and for Long Island City. They could have turned Long Island City into a sixth borough encapsulated inside of the borough of Queens, and totally changed the whole dynamics and demography and wage growth in the city. But they can't seem to get along, and they have a lot of low information people around them that really don't understand economics. So that's what I think about it.
That's a good analysis, Anthony Scaramucci. The Democrats really becoming the party of socialism, reparations, and even infanticide. But that's another. Let's talk about the news of the day. The president is in Hanoi. He's meeting with Kim as we speak, I think. And of course, the other story is Michael Cohen. They're competing stories. Some of the news networks are giving Michael Cohen more attention than the summit in Hanoi. What do you think of all that?
Well, first of all, if the president, someone said to me that he was supposed to have a meet and greet at the embassy, he turned that into a dinner with Chairman Kim, to Bigfoot, to Michael Cohen stuff in the media. And so if the president did that, I think that's brilliant, and I'm glad that he did that. So I'm ambivalent on the Michael Cohen stuff because Michael Cohen and I were friends. I still consider him a friend. I don't like directionally where Michael Cohen is going with all this stuff. You guys know Bernie Carrick very well. Yep. I'm good friends with Bernie. We've tried to help Michael in the preparation of going to jail and so forth.
You know what I did find sad yesterday, Anthony, is, look, I know he broke the law, and he's been a backstabber for Trump. I know you're friends with Michael. I don't know him. I don't dislike him. I don't like him. Right. But I did find it sad yesterday. He was disbarred, and I know he's done some creepy bad stuff, so I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. But when I think about a young Michael Cohen, like studying, going to law school, passing the bar, all the years when he probably did some really good work, to be disbarred, a part of me actually felt badly for the guy yesterday.
Well, listen, I feel badly for him, and I feel badly for his family, but I don't like the strategy, okay? And so, because at the end of the day, I got fired. They crushed me, guys. I mean, they ran me through the meat grinder. They ran me through the sausage factory. Of course, I didn't do anything criminal, so that's fine. But I stayed loyal to the president. I stayed loyal to the agenda. And as you guys know, I patched it up with John Kelly. And so, my attitude on this stuff is that, you guys were friends for 12 years. Whatever happened and whatever you did, you did. 2.5, 3 years ago, I was at some of these meetings with Michael and some of the African American leaders that were supporting the president. And Michael was speaking glowingly about the president, or then the candidate, as not being a racist. And now he's sending out a statement that the president is a racist. And, you guys know the president. You may not like his policies, but he's a New Yorker, and he's definitely not a racist, okay? And I can debate anybody on the national stage, national television, radio, you pick the spot. The president's not a racist. I mean, he goes off on everybody, guys. He treats everybody in a nasty SOB sort of a way.
Right.
Okay? He's an equal opportunity basher, let's put it that way. So
right.
He's definitely not a racist, so... I'm sorry.
No, he's even a feminist. He treats women the same way as he treats men and all. But let me ask you this question, Anthony Scott. Michael Cohen, this is a show, it's all theater is what's happening here. If he had anything, would he not have told the prosecutors in the Southern District of New York, or even Mueller, any of these guys, because he doesn't have anything. This is just for show, right?
Well, I think so. I mean, if you talk to the president's attorneys, or you talk to people, I mean, you guys know I have a relationship with Michael Avenatti, right? It's sort of like the Yankees and the Red Sox. We've squared off together on television. Even Michael Avenatti, after reading the statement, sent me a text this morning, your time, basically said there's a nothing burger here. And so you're not going to get anything on the president. If CNN wants to run the testimony, MSNBC wants to run the testimony, and they want to tar and feather the president, they can do that, but there's a Surgeon General's warning label on the president. If people think that there's a Stormy Daniels, and obviously now they know there's a partly cloudy and a mostly sunny to go alongside of the Stormy Daniels, okay, they already knew that about the president, and they knew that prior to voting for him. And so he's not the typical politician. You can have one nick in your armor if you're very righteous and sanctimonious, like Senator Elizabeth Warren, and you're lying about your Native American Indian status, and you're finished. But somebody like the president, who is obviously a flawed human being and has lived a very full life with a lot of oscillation, people are the expectation on that product right above the barcode is that Surgeon General's warning label on him. And so,
that's funny.
But you also get what you pay for, right?
Yes.
Which is the boldness of President Trump. He's in Vietnam right now, 25-year intractable problem with the North Koreans, and he is possibly going to, make that better.
No question.
Possibly going to denuclearize that peninsula.
Right.
So that's the boldness and, his K-Owns, if you will.
No, listen, he's doing things that other guys had promised before him, that preceded him, that never did. Hey, listen, enjoy Dubai. When you get back, by the way, Ant, I want to talk to you about the Big Salt Conference. Your company does a tremendous job in Las Vegas every year. You and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. We want to be out there, maybe even speak, so let's get back and wrap that trip up.
Okay, you got it. We'll make room for you to speak. You'll have killer guests. We have a whole radio station set up for you guys out there, so we'd love to have you.
Check that out.
All right, enjoy Dubai. You're tremendous as always, Anthony. Thank you so much.
God bless, guys.
You too.
Right,
Anthony Scaramucci, also, by the way, part owner of the New York Mets.